Straight in because we're on a roll of a schedule and allowing a little bit of a breather, hence I'm just being wallpaper and I'm not very good at that, I hope. Good evening everyone. I'm going to start a fairly mellow number before the Bindu Bubbas fairly shortly. Good evening, this is Interference speaking, and I would like to talk about something called individuality. Are we in the mood for individuality, or are we too collective right now?
I don't know, I've got to ask!
Hey, better ask yourself. Hello, who are we? Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, and thank you. Interference proceeds with a question. The sooner we're all one, the better. Individuality. Even living adverts for crass, unquestioning conformity. A patriot to the self, they sing the praises of something called individuality. So what is it then? And what's it got going for it? Well, what's it got going for it? All those great jokes that only work inside your own head. All those magnificent, known only to yourself, inner soliloquies of pain and joy. All those trivia-heavy, self-obsessed autobiographies. Stop writing, there's too many of you. Oh dear. But individuality, like shit, is it all it's cacked up to be? And is it good value for your destiny? Because that's one thing, isn't it, that every individual has. Yeah. And you might have heard that it could be a one-off or a best temporary. So hang on to it. As far as I can perceive, it's our only right from birth. Maybe individuality is all you ever really got, for what it's worth. But does individuality get in the way of unity? Could be. I suggest the sooner we're all one, the better. Maybe? But as for unity, is what's good for you good for me? How can we all possibly be one? One what? We're all so different. Oh, and this makes me feel so alone in some parallel universe, wondering where I am and who I are, and I must be someone living somewhere, and who are you and where are you, and do I know you and do you know me, and do we know each other actually? And what do we mean when we say we know each other intimately? And is either or both or all of us imaginary? Every single person I meet is somebody else. Every time. And yet, some surmise we're all supposed to be the same, but different, ourselves, each other's. Well, if we are all each other's, fathers, sisters, mothers and brothers, it's enough to keep us all tangled up in incestuous marshes forever. But the sooner we're all one, the better. Do you ever get bored or frustrated always being me? I mean, I don't mean me, I mean you. I don't mean you, I mean me. I don't know about you, but I get on my own nerves sometimes, a lot of the time. And yet yourself, it's the one person you can never leave. Until one day, 1 minute, you're alive in your own sweet self, and next you're dead, and maybe just a bit of everybody else. Or else you become a corpse. Never mind the energy never dies propaganda. If that was individuality, its demise was most disturbing. Is it the sort of basket you want to put all of your eggs in? But there's corporeal reality, you know, in your body. But without you and 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 you, I don't think that'd mean that much to me. But our own minds always changing. Oh, will our hearts, will they ever find happy? I want to be at one with the collective. No. I want to be in a one-to-one. No. I want to be in a small group. No. I want to be in a tribal trance. No. I want to be anonymous in a crowd. All these individual choices, overrated or not, confusing, I hope you'll agree. Especially when other people get involved. Other people. Maybe you know what it's, I'm sure you do, you know what it's like sometimes? When you're with somebody and you're not quite sure who's who, and before you know it, you're both somebody else altogether twice removed. And nowadays, thanks to planes, fast trains, let alone the web, on years of massive urbanising and urban change, we are... Thank you, that's better. Just disturbing other people. Nowadays, after years and years of massive urban change and planes and fast trains, let alone the web, we're on our way to knowing bloody everybody. After centuries and centuries, when most of us hardly met anybody. And how many people can you know and love, really? You can send love, sure, but it's not the same as spending a bit of time occasionally. And if you believe in love, that's a lot of people to invite back to your party. The human race all back to my place? I don't think so. 6 billion bodies, that's the humans alone. In one bedsit. Challenging, sure. But how could you leave out anyone? It's a good job, isn't it, that love is infinite? But is it, really? If you're into brother and sisterhood with 6 billion other fellow jumped-up mammals, how can you not be spreading your love a bit thinly? Oh, what are we going to do? I've got it. Let's put our arms around each other and huddle together forever, like penguins versus the Arctic weather. Maybe that way, at last, we'll all be able to keep in touch. And we could even get to know each other a bit better, which is a very disturbing prospect in some cases, of course. And anyway, there's the birthday problem. I mean, you know, if you want to say happy birthday to everybody, you know, and in the 21st century style that Paradox was talking about, happy birthday, that's about 6 billion Stevie Wonder singings a day. That's a lot. Even Stevie Wonder, I should think. Sorry, it's about 16 million a day, because I worked it out anyway. Anyway, so there's got to be a better way. The sooner we're all one, the better. Hey, how can you limit your affections to just the people you know? Every day you can meet someone nice, new, or nice enough. You look nice, I care about you. And you, and you. Oh, I like you too. God, I just wandered around the field and already go, oh my God, I love you and I like you. God, I'm a slut for a friendly face. Thank God for horrible, obnoxious people that you can judgmentally blank on first sight. Thank God for this. The sooner we're all one, the better. There's too many delightful people to have profound connections with. And if you believe in universal love, I think good for you, because your heart must be expansive. I don't know personally if I can manage global love, what with one body and travel being expensive. I want to play with all my friends. We can all go on holiday together. But there are so many of us. It will have to last forever. Could you be unwilling to feel close kin with entire continents' populations? Can you be unwilling not to feel? Can you be unwilling to feel close kin with everybody and call yourself truly human if you're not? I mean, many of us, you know, we're into hanging out with millions more lovable collections of atoms, but that's loaded enough with your related tribal lot, let alone the creatures deep from 6,000 fathoms. And of course, if you love everything that's sentient. And who knows how the sea feels as a whole under every droplet. And then there's the elements that only want to come in and get warm, pour wind and rain, and we exclude them with walls and roofs. Okay, you can go too far, because I know I do. I empathise too much with inanimate objects, like sweet innocent paper cups and wise old cardboard boxes. I have listened to the cries of teabag twins when you separate them. And I know, I'm just confessing on behalf of everybody here. I know many of us did the same thing. I once had a relationship with a black plastic sack. And it wasn't even biodegradable. And it was a brief relationship. And if all is sacred molecular energy, God, that is the 5th funeral mass for an indecipherable mess I've done today. Can you honour life too seriously? And I know that I probably need that electric kettle more than it needs me. And it might be on a higher vibration than me. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Does my flesh and blood really count for more than a dump-bound settee that gave me the best years of its life, only to be discarded? Oh! All the lonely hearts and souls suffering on their own. You've only got to count the after-message bleeps on Cupid's answer phone. Un ménage de 6 billion gens? Come on, really. A toast for absent friends. No, come on, we'll be here all night. Global consciousness can be the death of us all, unless we can cope with it, psychically. But are we friends? Or just voices on each other's answer phone messages? Or printouts, disembodied postcards, just electronic memories? So who do you love most and why? And if true love is so unconditional and free, whence from comes into our purest motivations hierarchy? I love you more than him and he loves me more than me. But I love her less than you if you love him more than me. I'm with you because you're one of us. I'm not with him because they don't include me. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we strive to be honest. Well, the sooner we're all one, the better. But, excuse me, if we are all one, there's problems. Because then you won't be you. You'll be you and everybody and me. And they'd be us and we'd be them. And we would lose all our hard-won separate identity, calling international missing persons. Excuse me, could you tell us who are we? Who are we? Whoa! Now, if someday, by ridiculous chance, the likes of us were to cease to exist mortally, I don't know about you, but I will be even more nervous if it turns out you've also got to sacrifice your individuality. Otherwise, if there are afterlives, how will I recognise or be recognised? By all the good people I know who've died before me, who I love and want to be reunited with, even if it has to be briefly because of some bloody karmic bureaucracy. And if they're not them, and I'm not me, how will we be able to interact a while to the very best of our shared memory? Now, I don't want to start griping like some petulant moaning brat, as paradise beyond my imagination envelops me. But if we can't remember each other's names, or even faces, some things are thicker than blood and water. We're all just amnesia away from knowing nobody. Scary, huh? And could we cope with the embarrassment at such a high level of empathy? Oh, 1 second our same old fucking boring glorious selves, next at one with every grinning caner in widest screen infinity. Oh, the sooner we're all one the better, innit? No doubt. It's all growth, innit? Now, if I could just make sense of things before they make no sense to me, let's call a heart a heart. Let's see if the human race can get away with this one. It seems only fair that we can zap in and out of being one and individuality. I ain't too tall. I'm not arguing. I am just saying that some individuals, we got the cheek to negotiate the merits of collective bargaining, because we're all in this together, except for the untogether. That much is obviously true, or patently false according to some people's point of view. Because there are individuals, you know, and there are individuals who think they have the right to disagree with anything, whether absurdly or not. Perverse sods. Some people will argue with anybody about anything. And becoming one altogether might require the enthusiastic cooperation of everybody. And that might not even be possible. But if we've ever tried it, we can't remember it. If we've ever tried it, we can't remember it. And if we're going to be unhappy alone, sweet alone, we might as well be unhappy together.
Yeah.
The sooner we're all one, the better. Whoa. Hey, everybody. Imagine it came. One day, we all became, at last, one. But now we miss ourselves. Oh, abused children of the known universe, let's just run away together. Oh, so many people, I love you. Too many people, I love you. Some people, I can't stand you, and you're all driving me insane. How shallow can I get? How superficial am I really? Just how deep and strong is the love inside these hearts? How truly, most sincerely? And love, to be able to love, to care about someone or other people as much as one cares about oneself. That's a bit fucking demanding, you know? Love. A lot of people talk about love is the answer. Maybe it is. But I'm pretty sure that love is the question. Thank you. Jill, I hope I'm not blinding anyone with the stove.
Yeah, you were actually.
Oh right, well, I hope that you'll be healed in the non-existent healing area, which is being cleared up. This tonight is, for all kinds of reasons, is a special night, as we know, and for a start, it's the only one we've got. And oh yeah, that piece is like the others, like Celebrity and the rest of them. It's on the CD. It finally came out. For those who stop me later or want it, know about it. But I'd just like to, because we're cutting things short to fit, and I'm just going to do one very short and simple one. It's nothing clever. Got no laughs in it. Sorry about that. So this is called The Last. It's short. Supposing when we meet again is when the clock strikes never. Sometimes a great aloneness befalls me. This land has seen the likes of you and me come and go for centuries. I sense a loss of sunshine and I shiver. Is this the last conversation we will ever have? The last one wasn't, because we're still here. Is there a first time for everything? I guess there's a last. So how to honour each moment, every little thing that we even daily do. Wake up, go to the shop, kiss, caress, get dressed, drink water, splash it on the face, make a cup of tea. Everything we will one day do for the very last time. Likely as not, unknowingly. Mercy or not, for the last time. Mercy or not, now cherish we best we can, each once in a lifetime moment. Each beloved smile or peal of laughter, each putting the kettle on yet again. Good night, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll try and arrange another one tomorrow, another gig somehow. If